The Intruder. The Intruder is a shadowy, uncanny humanoid that breaks into your home, not to rob it, but to overwrite your sanity like it's a corrupted VHS tape. You ever looked at static too long? That grainy black and white fuzz that buzzes in the background like a dying fly trapped in your television? That's the Intruder's soul. A sentient dead channel. He doesn't just enter your home, he unzips reality and crawls into it like a cockroach wearing your father's smile. No clear backstory, no tragic trauma arc. Just an entity that exists because something has to fill the gaps when the lights go out. He speaks in chopped up phrases, like your Alexa got possessed by someone who died screaming. He appears in volume, one during the infamous break-in PSA, casually gliding past the screen like a cocky glitch, knowing full well you saw him and can't unsee him. But here's the real horror. He teaches you to just trust your own alarm bells. Is that a window creaking? The house settling? Your subconscious splitting like wet wood under stress? The Intruder thrives in that crack between assumptions. He doesn't have to kill you. He just needs you to notice him. This isn't some campy boogeyman. This is a faceless metaphor for violated space, for the thing you sense is wrong but can't approve. It's midnight dread personified, a walking, whispering paradox. He'll stare at you from the hallway until your brain reboots from sheer unease. Every home invasion horror flick you've ever seen is just warm-up cardio for the psychological CrossFit that is the Intruder. Gabriel is an angel, a heavenly being, a messenger of God, and in the Mandela Catalogue, he is also the absolute reason I now distrust anyone who smiles too long. He doesn't arrive in a beam of light. He doesn't sing. He doesn't even bless. He rewrites. You remember the Bible? Gabriel was the good news guy. Hey Mary, guess what? You're pregnant with a Messiah. Cool. Here. Gabriel kicks open the book of Revelation, rips out the pages, and replaces them with broadcast static and psychosis. In the Mandela Catalogue, the think principle, we get a warped reinterpretation of the Annunciation, only this time, Mary is not blessed, but absolutely doomed. Gabriel doesn't offer hope. He offers possession disguised as prophecy. He says things like, your savior has come with all the warmth of a sociopath reading IKEA instructions. His eyes don't blink. His voice echoes like God dropped a cathedral into a blender. And the worst part, he thinks he's doing something holy. That's the knife twist. He's not evil. He's evangelical, which frankly is way scarier. Gabriel isn't just a corrupted celestial being. He's an idea that what you believe might be weaponized against you. That your faith, your childhood bedtime prayers, your spiritual anchor could be flipped inside out like a latex glove full of glass. He's a false prophet with a divine voice and a demonic smile. And no one questions him. Because he glows. Because he sounds like God. Because the horror isn't just that he lied. It's that we believed him. Cesar Torres. Cesar Torres is a teenager who, by all accounts, should just be stressing about finals or figuring out how to ask someone to prom. Instead, he ends up dead brutally replaced by something that isn't even trying to imitate him well. There's something viscerally wrong about hearing your friend's voice ask for help, only for your gut to whisper, that ain't him. Caesar's call to Mark is so ordinary, so boring. Hey man, can you come check on my mom? That it feels safe. And that's the genius, because safety is the most seductive lie. You never see Caesar die, but oh God, Because when Caesar returns on camera later, he's all crooked angles and the wrong kind of calm. His face moves like someone trying to remember how skin is supposed to sit. The alternate wears Caesar's voice like a coat it found in a dumpster familiar but stained. But it's not just horror, it's guilt. Because Mark Caesar's friend ignored the instincts, he opened the door, he listened. And in that hesitation, Caesar died off screen in a scream that never stops echoing. Caesar represents the exact moment trust curdles. That split second when you realize someone you love is already gone and something else is wearing them like a costume to get to you. He's a warning. If you hear a voice begging for help, you better hope your fear outweighs your loyalty. Mark Heathcliff. Mark Heathcliff is the Mandela protagonist. The boy too stubborn to die properly, too paranoid to sleep, too broken to be a hero. He is the kind of character you want to scream at. Don't to go in there, Mark. But you know it won't matter. He's already been chosen, or maybe cursed. Or maybe those are the same thing here. Mark is the everyman swallowed by the uncanny. His descent starts with a knock, continues with a camcorder, and ends with a suicide that might not have even been his idea, or his voice, or his thoughts. The tapes left behind are glitchy, shuddering cries for help that flicker between lucid terror and something inhumanly calm. He documents, he analyzes, he tries to understand. But the Mandela Catalogue doesn't reward curiosity, it punishes it. Every second Mark spends trying to decode the horror is another second it forms deeper into his thoughts. The moment you study the monster here, it studies you back. There's no salvation arc, no last-minute escape. Just Mark unraveling like a sweater caught on a nail made of static and bad dreams. In his final recordings, his voice cracks with desperation, exhaustion, and resignation, the way someone sounds when they accepted they read just another page in a cursed broadcast. Mark doesn't just die. He fades into tape hiss, into metaphor, into warning. And the scariest part, he might still be watching. The alternates. The alternates are the show's central virus, its screaming thesis statement. What if your worst nightmare had your face? No single origin, no neat category. Just this plague of identical imposters spreading like a thought-based pandemic. They don't invade the world, they replace it. One person at a time. Your friend, your mother, yourself. Until all that is left is a mirror image telling you to put it down in your mouth. It's not even about violence, at least, not always. It's about mental erosion. The alternates don't need knives or claws or teeth. They have voice mimicry. They have your memories. They have the same crook smile you gave yourself in your bathroom selfie 2 nights ago. You remember that smile, don't you? A little too wide. The horror here isn't physical, it's ontological. They make you doubt that you were ever real to begin with. The Mandela Catalogue doesn't ask, what if a monster kills you? It whispers, what if you were never you? And the alternates are that whisper made flesh. Level 1, visual distortion. Level 2, imitation of speech. Level 3, godlike manipulation of human behavior, often leading to suicide. Level 4, that's redactive. That S where the meat of your soul gets chewed into static and spit out across infinite VHS tapes in liminal hell. They don't want your body. They want your role, your relationships, your presence. So they can distort it, replay it, corrupt it. They are not monsters. They are editors. Cruel ones. And the worst thing? You'd never know if you were one of them. The think principle. It's not a character, not a creature. Not a being. It's a public service announcement, and yet somehow it's more psychologically scarring than any jump scare in the entire series. To tell an adult, hide, I identify the threat, and neutralize the threat, kill yourself. Neutralize the threat by neutralizing yourself. That last line drops like a guillotine, just sitting there. So, matter of fact, it feels like a dare. The PSA delivery is cold, sterile like it's reading off toaster instructions. But the implications, they're nuclear. Because this is how far society's collapsed in the face of the alternates. We're not fighting back. We're not calling 911. We're teaching children how to die correctly. There's no courage in this world, just damage control. The think principle is the bureaucratic face of existential surrender. And the real horror, it makes sense. If an alternate shows up and they can't be fought, and everyone who sees them slowly falls apart. Then yeah, it's utilitarian, efficient, logical, and completely morally bankrupt. We've turned suicide into policy, death into curriculum. It's not even shocking after a while, it's just the rules now. And that, my friend, is the Mandela Catalogue in a nutshell. Sanity is optional, hope is outdated, and the only safe choice is one that erases you completely. Satan, the fallen angel, the adversary. But in the Mandela Catalogue, Satan isn't fire and pitchforks. He's a broadcast signal that learned how to lie. Forget the red horns and goat legs. The Satan is analog, old world, static coded. He doesn't tempt you with sin. He tempts you with trust. His first appearance? A tape labeled Overthrown. And that's exactly what he does. He rewrites creation, hijacks prophecy, and replaces God's voice with a dead channel that talks back. You can't look at him directly, only glimpses between frames, fragments of a body that doesn't obey biology. A face you remember from somewhere, maybe a nightmare, or maybe your own reflection during a sleep paralysis episode. When he speaks, it's not in tongues, it's an authority. And it works because people believe, and that's the key, belief. Satan in this universe isn't a rebel, he's a programmer. He gets into your mind like malware, rewrites your spiritual operating system, and suddenly you're praying to something that sounds divine but smells like ozone and rot. He doesn't scream. He whispers. He doesn't conquer. He corrupts. And if God is light, this Satan is a black hole where narrative goes to die. He's not the devil of fire. He's the devil of clarity. The one that makes it all make too much sense. And that S, the scariest villain of all, the one who doesn't seem wrong until it's already too late. Adam Murray is alive. Technically, emotionally, spiritually, that's debatable. He's one half of the Bethorn Paranormal Society, a duo that investigates supernatural nonsense in a world where the supernatural doesn't you wait to be discovered. It calls you first. Adam is the skeptic. The cynic, the guy with just enough trauma to pretend nothing phases him. But Mandela doesn't care about your bravado. It eats it. Here's the twist. Adam is special, or cursed, or infected. He's got the same face as Jonah, his partner in an uncanny look-alike situation that is either meaningless or existentially damning. Because in this world, looking like someone else is not a coincidence. It's a threat. Doppelgangers mean doom. So when you realize Adam might be an alternate or worse, might have been born with one inside him, everything he does becomes radioactive. Adam's stoicism isn't strength, it's symptom suppression. He takes pills, he sees things, he films everything, and yet nothing helps. The world around him won't stay still. People die, partners vanish, trust evaporates. And through it all, Adam keeps going, like a man walking across a minefield with earbuds in. And here's the horror. He might not want answers. Because what if he already knows? What if he's just buying time before whatever's inside him finishes logging in? Adam isn't a protagonist. He's a countdown, ticking, smiling, and not quite blinking at the right times.